Hello, everybody. It's Sunday, May the 3rd. It's Sunday, May the 3rd. Today we're doing the Bouncing Betty quilt block. It's an 8-inch quilt block. Let's get this video pulled up so hopefully I can follow along a little bit in the chat today. Hello, everybody. Well, y'all are already coming on in. Get yourself all situated. Either get your stuff lined up to sew with me or sit down with a nice drink and a little snack. Have some fun this or that questions all about our mood for the day. So if you want to play along with that, that would be a lot of fun. If you're watching this on the replay, I'm so glad you're here. Feel free to play along with the this or that down in the comment section. I'm going to give everybody a couple minutes to come on in. I have a couple of things I want to talk about before we get started with Bouncing Betty. And if you have to leave before the end of today's video, make sure you come back on the replay if you want to sew with me live for tomorrow and get your pieces ready, because I'm going to share those pieces in the block for tomorrow at the end of this video. Hello, everybody. Hello. I want to thank my moderators. Thank you, Miss Sally. Thank you so much for keeping an eye out on our chat. Thank you so much, Miss Chantel. Y'all take so much stress off of me, so much anxiety about doing the lives when I know someone has an eye out on our chat, keeping it a fun place to be. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. Vicki, you're stopping in to say hello, and your hubby needs your time. I totally get it. Go spend some time with him. You can watch this video. It's going to be here indefinitely. You can come back and watch it later. Absolutely. Absolutely. Miss Vicki, if you have to leave before a little bit of an announcement, make sure you do come back, because I'm getting ready to talk about something and I don't want you to miss it, so that you're in the loop. In the loop. Yay. It's so great to see y'all. I hope your Sunday is going really well. Ooh, Terry Ann, you're getting ready to take your RV out later this week. That sounds exciting. That sounds exciting. All right, everybody, as we have people coming in, I wanted to talk for just a minute. And if you were over on Facebook, then you already heard this. But I wanted to tell everybody over here too. This morning, I was in the shower, washing my hair, in the shower, and usually that's where ideas like to pop in my head where I can't write them down. So I was quick to get out of the shower and write down some ideas. The first idea was for an art quilt. In my mind, this art quilt is going to be so much fun. And I'm calling it a she because in my mind, this quilt is a girl. And she is so pretty. If you like art quilts, you're going to want to stay tuned. It's going to actually be after we're done with this whole series. And it's going to take that much time to get this pattern together. But oh, it's so exciting. If you like doing a paint by numbers, or if you like doing the diamond painting, you know, that's the new rage these days, diamond painting. If you like doing those two things, you're going to love this art quilt. I'm just saying, you're going to love it. Oh my goodness. I'm a gator. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Y'all, I've been on the verge of crying all morning. It's going to be real easy to get me going today. Thank you so much. Thank you. So yeah, the art quilt. Keep your eyes open for that. I'm almost ready for this quarantine to be over so we can start it. That's how excited I am about it. So I wrote that down in my planner, and then I was still washing my hair, and I had an idea for a patriotic themed mug rug and placemat. It's the same pattern, two different sizes. Oh my goodness. Yes. All this red, white, and blue quilt blocks has my mind going. I can't wait to do that. But then this third thing that I thought of is really what I want everyone to know. Diamond painting. Okay, so let's talk about that for a second, Miss Dawn. Diamond painting is sort of like painting by numbers. The whole picture is a bunch of numbers, little codes, and each one of the codes is a different color of diamond, and on the side is a chart. Like D3 is light blue diamonds, C3 could be pink, A1 could be white diamonds, and you just fill in the little squares with the colored diamonds. And when you're done, it's a whole picture made out of diamonds or rhinestones. They're not real diamonds, but you know what I'm saying. So it's kind of like that, only with fabric. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. Oh, Sue, I have a couple of art quilt videos on my channel already. And so many people have asked, can we make another stained glass art quilt similar to the flower one? I think you're going to love this. If you liked that quilt, it's not going to be exactly the same technique, but I think you're going to love it. I think you're going to love it. Lucy, I starch most of my fabric before cutting it. It really depends on each of the fabrics. Like today, the other day I struggled with my red fabric. It was too flimsy. I starched this one before cutting out my pieces. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes it needs it, sometimes it doesn't. My third idea that came to me this morning is really something that's going to affect us this week, but I have a recovery plan, okay? So when we started this series 41 days ago, I really wasn't expecting it to go this long, right? I thought April the 30th. And then, they extended our stay until June the 10th here in Virginia. And so I said, we started it, and I said I would go live every day for the duration. And here we are at day 41. Day 41. We have family. Harlan's parents and his sister and some aunt. We have a whole bunch of family up in Vermont. We are in Virginia. This past week, his parents sat in their car in a line of cars that stretched over 2 miles in line all day for MREs, like military rationed food, because the food supply chain where they are in their little section of Vermont has been affected so much. Here in Virginia, our stores are, I call them crazy, right? It's weird that you can't buy Alfredo sauce right now. It's weird that when you go to buy lunch meat, half of it is gone. But you know what? We've also been really fortunate because half of it is still there. We can still get spaghetti sauce. When this first started, there was no meat on our shelves at all, and now there's a good selection of meat to choose from. It'll either get better, that's what I'm hoping, but we are still fortunate enough right here where we are, where we can get that stuff now. Still can't get toilet paper, but we can get meat and we can get pasta, we can get fresh fruit and vegetables. However, they can't right now. And so this week on Tuesday, we're going to be coming live tomorrow to do tomorrow's block. Tuesday morning, we are packing up a car full of food, and we're going to bring it up there. And so that's a 12-hour drive up. And then we're not staying with his parents. We're going to stay at his aunt's house right up a little small hill. And his aunt's house is empty unless family comes to visit. So we're going to stay there and social distance from his family. However, we could still sit outside. They have a great big barn. We could sit across the barn from each other and share a meal face to face, socially distancing. You know, we want to be careful and not, you know, expose them to anything. But yeah, we're gonna do a food run. And as far as I know, I'm thinking we'll leave Tuesday morning and be gone Wednesday, Thursday, and possibly come home Friday. That means Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. 3 blocks that we're going to miss. 3 blocks. So to fix that, we're going to do a sew-a-thon on Sunday. We're going to I'll come on Saturday live here, and I will give you, let's see, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday's blocks and the pieces so that you have all of the rest of Saturday, Saturday night, and Sunday to cut out all of your pieces. And then Sunday we're going to do a sew-a-thon live. And we're going to do, let's see, 4 or 5 blocks and 1 long video. So you can either come and stay the whole time. That would be fun. Or you can pop in, go have some lunch, and come back. I think it should be a fun time. Sue, you say Wednesday with question marks. We're going to leave Tuesday morning. So we'll be live tomorrow. We'll do tomorrow's block together. And I wish I had already done some homework and gotten this week's blocks done, but I haven't been that organized the last couple of days, y'all. I know what they are, but there's a lot of work to put together how many pieces you need and the sizes. I haven't done that part. So Saturday, I will share with you all of the pieces, all of the blocks. You'll have time Saturday night and Sunday morning to get those pieces ready if you want to sew with me live. Many of you are doing that, and then many of you are just sitting and chatting and watching on the replay how to do the block. So you could do it either way. What I did think is that many of you have just started following along in this series, right? And you have some catch-up work to do. That'll give you a few solid days to catch up on blocks if you want to. So that's a good thing. But it's a really good thing that we can help our family. They would do the same thing for us if we needed them to. And so, yes, that's what we're going to do. And as much as I'll miss you, we're going to have internet there so we can still chit-chat and stuff. There will just be no room to bring all of my sewing stuff with us to sew together. I love you. It'll give so many people time to catch up, right? But then we have something to look forward to next Sunday because we're going to spend the whole day together, or a good chunk of the day. A good chunk of the day next Sunday together. That's what we're doing. And usually when I say something, like if I say we're going to do something, I don't like going back on my word. But y'all, this is really important to us. And I know that y'all understand. Yes, Miss Connie. We're going to be doing a food run up to our family's house in Vermont on Tuesday. We're going to be gone a few days. I'll come back Saturday and give you all the pieces for 5 blocks. And then we're doing a sew-a-thon next Sunday to catch up. Because I really want a block for every day that we're doing this. So I don't want to just pick up where we left off, I want to make those blocks and put them in the quilt. Right, so we're going to do a sew-a-thon. No, Carol, you know, at the beginning I thought maybe this was going to be too much. When our governor, the governor of Virginia, extended from April the 30th to June the 10th, I told Harlan, I said, I can't do that. I can't go live that many days in a row. And he really motivated me. Y'all, he is the backbone. And he pep talked me. And now, here, day 41, we've got this down packed, right? So it's not really too much. But I'm going to miss not doing some blocks. We're going to make them up. We're going to make them up. No, Kayla, my niece Kayla, she actually lives 20 minutes away. So we're in Virginia. I'm from Virginia. And y'all, I'm so fortunate and blessed. All of my family lives locally. His family, he's from Vermont. And so all of his side of the family, that's where they are. What time is it right now in Virginia? Right now, it is 12:34 p.m. where I am. Oh, y'all are so welcome. And thank you so much for being understanding. And I hope as like a consolation, having next Sunday to look forward to will get you through this week, right? We'll get you through this week. All right, everybody. All right, we're going to focus on today's block now. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. And if you ask your questions in all caps, it makes it really easy for me to come back and just scroll through all the tiny writing on my cell phone and see your questions a little bit easier. I'm a Gator mom. I just want to thank you again. That is crazy. You don't know how much I appreciate that so much. And as we get started, if you give me a thumbs up, that helps my channel so much too. It does. And if you participate in the chat or in the comment section on the replay, that helps my channel so much. So I appreciate each and every one of you too. Mary, it's going on 7 years. Our anniversary is coming up. Yes, I will share lots of pictures on Facebook of my trip. I'm hoping to be able to do Zoom there from the front porch of his aunt's house, which is just so lovely. It is. It's so lovely. They live in like a little valley. They call it a hollow there. But it's kind of like a little valley with mountains on every side. It's gorgeous. But it's not going to be like our normal vacation there, right? Because things are going to be different. We can't just all sit in the same room, closed up in the house. We're going to social distance. So it's going to be different. But it'll be good. It'll be good. Okay, y'all. I'm going to switch the screen over. I've cut my pieces for today's block in the same colorways as what I showed the example. So I have my pinks, my green, and my red. Pinks, green, and red. We have a little bit of work to do before we start making this block. What do we need to do? Focus, Lisa, focus. Okay, let's start with the bigger pieces. We have a pink and a red that measures 4 7/8 by 4 7/8. 2 blocks, same size. We're going to stack one right on top of the other. Let's move this out of the way. Aw, Vicky, that's so nice. I'm so glad they were able to do that for you. Here's our 2 blocks. I'm going to line them up perfectly. one on top of the other, just like that. We're going to line this up to a line on our cutting mat. We're cutting these two pieces one time. You'll have two big pink triangles and two big red triangles. Just like that. So let's separate those two colors, pink and red, pink and red. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in the pieces that measure 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. So we have two green ones and we have two pink ones. We're going to line those up on our mat. Nice and exact, as close to perfect. Line those up as you can. Line them up on your mat. We're cutting these pieces one time as well. That'll give us 4 green triangles and 4 pink triangles. And that is all of our cutting for today. So there's 4 green, 4 pink. Let's bring our mat back in, because I'm going to lay out this block and then we're going to take a short break so that everyone who's sewing with me live can catch up, and then we'll start the this or that questions, and I'll go through and see if there's any questions for me. Holy moly. Thank you so much, Lynn. Yeah, we talked about the other day that I was a sensitive type, right? Thank you so much. All right, we're going to lay this block out, y'all. Thank you so much, Lynn. All right, Lisa. Focus. All right, we're going to lay this block out. Let's start with the 2.5 by 2.5. No, I'm sorry. I'm unfocused. Let's start with the big triangles. Okay, that'll be easier if we start there. We have a big pink triangle. And y'all, my right side up is going to be the same as your right side up. So we're going to lay out the first pink triangle and the second pink triangle, just like this. Then we're going to bring in our red ones and we're going to complete this half square triangle, just like that. And like that. So there's 2 big half square triangles. Now we have our 4 2.5 by 2.5 pink pieces. We're going to lay one here and here. And then we're going to lay one here and here. Just like that. Then we have our little baby triangles. We're going to make half square triangles out of these as well. So our green ones go just like this, point to point, like that. Point to point right in the middle. And then we're filling in with our pink ones the other side of this half square triangle. Oh, let's scooch y'all over here. Let's scooch you over. Like this. And then down on the other side, we complete these other 2 half square triangles, just like that. And that is the layout for Bouncing Betty. I know it's a little Looks a little crazy. Is there a picture of this block in the finished quilt? There is. Let me switch over for just a second. Let me show you what this looks like repeated as a quilt. Two different ways. Two different ways. That's pretty spectacular, right? Lots of secondary patterns that show up with both different layouts. But that's not the only layouts that you could do with this block. There's just two examples. That's a lot of fun, right? Yes. I like that a lot. So there's two examples, and if you want to take a longer look, you can come back on the replay and pause it and take a good look at it to sort of see a determination of how you'd want to lay out the blocks. Thank you, Miss Sally. Thank you, Connie. Y'all know that y'all don't have to do that, right? I appreciate that so much, but y'all know that y'all don't have to do that. Oh, goodness, y'all. Oh, goodness, y'all. Once you get me going, it's hard for me to stop. I don't know if I mentioned that when I said I was sensitive. I don't know that I mentioned that. Okay, y'all. Yes, Miss Jacqueline, you can go back. There's a whole playlist. There's a whole playlist. So if you open up the description box of this video, there's a link in there. And if you click on that link, it brings you to all 41 blocks. So all the blocks that you see behind me up on the wall, there's a video for each and every one of them, which is kind of crazy, right? 41 quilt blocks. Yeah, they're all in one place, easy for you to find. Oh, goodness, y'all. That's goodness. I'm scrolling through to see if I missed any questions. I probably did. All right. If I missed your question, you might have to type it back out for me. Thank you so
much. Thank you, Catherine. You're so welcome too. You're welcome. I've enjoyed myself so much every day. All right, y'all. This is the layout for today's block. Get myself together. I'm good. And I'm thinking you had a good little minute to get your pieces laid out, right? So let's take a look at this quilt block. We have some sewing to do of some half square triangles to bring this together, and it's going to come together as a 4 patch. right? So let's knock out the two first easiest ones. That's going to be our larger half square triangles. We're going to flip the pink right over on top of the red one. We're going to mark these two seams, and then we're going to get started with the this or that's. All about the mood that you're in today. That's so funny. I'm in a grateful mood, y'all. I'm so grateful for everybody. I really am. I'm grateful that you're spending some time with me today. Today's mood. I want you to think about generally today. Would you say today you're feeling energetic or lazy? Yesterday I was feeling really lazy. I was. I didn't want to do much after the live. But today I'm feeling really energetic. Like all these ideas have just been popping in my head all morning long. I'm feeling really energetic today. Today, would you say you're feeling energetic or lazy? If you're sewing with me live, make sure to go ahead and set your 1/4 inch seam allowance. We're going to sew our first two seams right down the middle. Thank y'all. I love y'all too. I really do. I'm going to tell you, I had gotten to know so many people before this live series started. I had already gotten to meet so many awesome people. But since we've done the live, I've gotten to know so many more, right? And I really feel like it's just an extended part of my family. We're going to sew these first two seams. There's the first one. Yeah, yesterday I felt kind of lazy. Today I've just woken up and my mind's been on overload, just blowing up with all kinds of ideas. Like driving to Vermont. There's our first two seams. Where'd my little fabric scraps go? Where'd they go? They're missing. Let's reuse this one. So here's our first two half square triangles. I'm gonna snip those apart, wake up my iron. She's been sleeping for a good long time. I'm gonna cut off my dog ears. Just trim those right off. And when I press these two half square triangles, I'll be pressing mine over to the red side. You can press yours open if you like. What size are those large half square triangles? I'm going to press them open and then I will measure them out for you just in case you're making your half square triangles in a different way. Then you'll be able to square them up to the right size. Let me get them pressed and then I'll measure them for you. There's one. Let me press this other one and then I'll do a measurement. All right, let's measure this bad boy. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.5 by 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Yep, 4.5 by 4.5.
That's the finished size of the half square triangle. I hope that's what you were asking, right? Yeah, what size are the large half square triangles? 4.5 by 4.5. So if you've made them bigger, you can trim them down to that size. And then we're gonna put those right back down into place. The pink actually goes towards the corner. The red is on the inside of the block. Let's see. This or that number 2 for today. Do you feel kind of mellow today? Or do you feel excitable, like it wouldn't take much to get you excited? Or do you just feel laid back and mellow today? It's a Sunday. Do you feel mellow? Or excitable, like excited about something? I agree, Stitch Pennies. I want to thank my moderators so much. Y'all, we're not going to make it through this video if y'all keep doing that. Oh, it takes me forever to recuperate because my heart is just so full. Thank you so much, Barbara. Thank you so much. Aw, Connie, I love you too. I love you too. I got your message. Thank you so much, Barbara. Thank you, everybody. Y'all know that just being here is a huge blessing, right? Just being here is a huge blessing. But thank you so much. I'm going to try not to cry anymore. Oh, goodness. Thank you, Donna. Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Donna. This might end up being one of our longest lives that we've done so far just because I have to recuperate. I have to recuperate. Okay, y'all, so we did our first 2 half square triangles. Now we have 4 more to make. We're going to piece together the pink and the green. The pink and the green. Let's flip the pink over on top of the green. Just like that. And like that. I'm going to mark each one of these seams. We're sewing the longest one, but it's not hard to get them flipped around when you're sitting at the sewing machine, right? It's not hard to sew the wrong side, so let's just go ahead and mark those just to be on the safe side. Are you feeling mellow or excitable? Angel, once I sew the small half square triangles and get them all pressed, I'll measure those as well. So we're going to sew those 4 seams. We've got 2 more left to do. You want to keep these half square triangles lined up as perfect as you can. Keep them lined up as perfect as you can. You might want to throw some pins in there, Or if you like glue basting, you might want to take a minute to glue baste them together if you have a hard time holding them in place with your fingers, like what I'm doing. Throw some pins in there or glue baste them. You want them to stay right in place. I've got to find a little scrap of fabric, y'all. A little scrap of fabric. Here we go. All right, so we have our 4 smaller half square triangles. I'm going to get those cut apart. This or that number 3. Today, would you feel like you're inspired or inspiring? Like, hopefully I'm inspiring you to make this block, right? But I'm going to tell you, I've been inspired by your generosity and the fact that you're willing to spend some time with me on Sunday. I found that to be inspiring. How long have you been on YouTube? Miss Betty, let's see, 3 years? I think it's been like 3 years now. I'm going to trim off my little dog ears. I'm going to be pressing these pieces over to the green side. And once I get all 4 pressed, I will measure these half square triangle units and let you know how big they need to be. Let's see, we've got 4 to press. Actually, I can tell you how big they're going to end up being. Now that I can take a minute and focus, they're going to end up being the same size as these 2.5 by 2.5 inch pieces, right? Because with those, we're going to put together a 4 patch just like that. So your half square triangles need to be 2.5 by 2.5. Oh yeah, next Sunday is Mother's Day, isn't it? Next Sunday is Mother's Day. We're bringing those in as we press them, and they're going to go just like that. Then I'm going to give everybody a chance to catch up if you're sewing with me. So there's a 4 patch with 2 half square triangles, just like that. I know. Sally, I agree. I feel like it's family. Y'all are family. All over the place. That's why this morning I'm on the prayer team with our church, right? So we did a Zoom with the prayer team, and I was like, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for the internet. You know, there's so many bad ways to use the internet, right? So many bad things that can happen through the internet, but look at all of the good. Can we just take a minute to focus on the good? Like we're having this opportunity to spend some time together. I'm so thankful for that. I'm so thankful for that. Over on the Creative Crew group, we've been able to Zoom. Do you know how much that has meant to me? To be able to do that? I'm thankful for that. Thankful for today's technology, where if we're all quarantined for 41 days, actually it's like 46 days for us altogether so far, that we could still reach out and FaceTime our family, right? I could see my kids. We could Zoom, FaceTime, call each other on a cell phone, send text messages with silly pictures in it. You know, all kinds of ways to keep in touch. If all of this stuff happened 30 years ago, it would be so different right now, wouldn't it? Yes. I'm thankful for technology. All right, let's see. Da 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4. The this or that number 4. Are you feeling silly today or more serious? Would you say you're in a silly mood today or a more serious mood today? Let's go ahead and piece together these half square triangles, y'all. We're going to flip these over. And we're going to mark these seams. Flip these over. And mark that middle seam right where they are joined together. We're going to sew 4 seams. Are you feeling silly or serious today? There's our first one. And our second one. Line them up as close to perfect as you can get them. And sew that seam. We've got one more left to do. Right? I try to be silly. Sometimes it calls to be really serious, right? Generally, I'm mostly silly. When I'm tired, I get really silly. I do. I laugh at the dumbest stuff. And oh, there it goes again. Sometimes once I start laughing, I have a hard time stopping. Just like sometimes when I'm crying, I have a hard time stopping. We're going to cut those apart. This time when I press these seams, y'all, I like to nest my seams. So because we have the half square triangle on one side, that seam wants to naturally lay flatter if you press it towards your solid 2.5 inch block. That's the way I'm going to press each one of my seams. So we'll bring those right back over. There's another one. Here's another one. We're coming along. We're coming along. Now we have each one of these units. It'll be easy to place them back because if you remember the solid pink square goes on one side just like that, and then you just flip this one right around. The green triangles should form little bow ties in the middle of that 4 patch. Little bow ties, just like that. Gonna give you a second to catch up. Dawn, you have to figure out a Mother's Day gift. Me too. Me too. I already told my mom. She was watching a couple weeks ago during the Creative Crew Live. We go live on Creative Crew Group every Tuesday, which I hadn't thought that far in advance yet. We might not do a Creative Crew Live this week. she was watching, and someone had made a table runner, I think it was, for Mother's Day, and shared it with us. It was gorgeous. And my mom was watching. I'm like, sorry, Mom, I have not made anything that pretty for you yet. Thank you so much, Miss Lucy. Thank you so much. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. That's a good question. Why did they name this quilt block Bouncing Betty? I have no idea. Maybe the original creator of this block, her name was Betty, and she had a bouncy personality. I don't know. I'd like to look that up. I should have looked up the names of, the meaning behind the blocks before we ever started this, but I didn't. No, Chantel, my parents are not going, so they're staying here. They're staying here. They will babysit our birds for us while we go. All right, so we're coming along to complete the 4 patches right here and here. We're going to flip that over, flip that over. This middle seam needs to line up with the middle seam on the 2 patch that's right below it. Just like that. You can throw some pins in there. You could glue baste it. I'm just going to hold it right in place. Let's mark that because I don't want to sew it the wrong way. That seam and that seam. It would be neat if I could go live from the road. That would be awesome. I already figured out I have to have something to do in the car because I am extremely nervous in traffic. Some parts of the drive are crazy with traffic. Maybe not right now though. Maybe not. I'm going to bring up my tile quilt that I started hand sewing the binding, and I'm going to work on that in the car. So we're lining up that middle seam in this 4 patch. So there's the first one. And then we're going to sew this second one. So this completes our 4 patches. This or that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This or that, 5. Today, would you say you're feeling motivated or restless? Motivated or restless? I woke up motivated this morning. Harlan has so much vacation time built up and saved up that, yeah, he's going to talk with his boss tomorrow, and he'll be able to take a few days off, and it probably will not be any issue at all. They've been working from home, so it's not like they have a huge workload that they're going to miss this week. I mean, they are working. But I don't think he's going to have any problem taking a few days of vacation time. right, so here's our 2 4 patches. Remember, our little green bow ties run diagonally across the block just like that. And once we make those 2 4 patches, this block comes together as a 4 patch. I woke up motivated, y'all. It's funny, when I take a shower, all of these ideas start popping in my head. And it's usually, I'm like, okay, remember this because you got to make a list, right? I'm a huge planner and list maker. And sometimes between getting out of the shower and getting dressed, I forget what it is that I was wanting to write down, right? But this morning, that art quilt, y'all, I am super excited about that. She's going to be a pretty one. I can't wait to do it. Yeah, I woke up motivated today. I woke up motivated. Wanda, you finished your block already? You're working ahead of me. I'm trying to give everybody else a chance to catch up. Miss Karen. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I'm really hoping, Betty, that there's no problems traveling across state lines. We're going to double check before we go buying up all the Food Lion in Publix. Before we do that, we're going to double check this afternoon, but yeah, we'll double check before we get on the road. Before we even buy everything, they're putting together a list today, and they're going to email it to us so we can print it out. And then when we call them tonight, we'll just double check that everything should be good. Thank you so much, Karen. All right, y'all are working ahead of me. Let's see, the next this or that. Are you feeling peaceful today? Or are you feeling anxious? Yes, an art quilt. An art quilt. Art quilts are one of my passions, right? I'm passionate about memory quilts made with clothing, and I love art quilts. I had an idea for an art quilt this morning, and she is going to be a beauty. She's going to be a lot of fun too. We haven't done anything like this on my channel. There might be some patterns out there that are like this, but I've never seen them. Sort of like a paint by numbers, only we're using fabric. Should be a lot of fun. Dawn, you're right. I need a whiteboard in the shower. That's a good idea. Whiteboard in the shower. I gotta write that down. Then when my kids come over and then they use our bathroom, they'll be like, why do you have a whiteboard in your shower? Peaceful or anxious? There have been times through this whole shut-in where I've had to really battle feeling anxious about a lot of different things, right? I know I'm not alone on that. And even, it could be even today or maybe tomorrow, you know, feeling anxious about, you know, many of us are not working. Many of us have to go to the doctor this coming week and you're feeling anxious about getting out, right? Maybe a trip to the grocery store causes anxiety. Yeah, that's a huge battle for a lot of people. My prayer for you, though, is that you're feeling peaceful. That's my prayer for you. We're going to finish up this 4 patch. We're going to flip and flip. We're going to line up those seams right in the middle of these 2 sections. And we're going to sew those 2 seams. Anxiety is huge, right, Sue? That's something that, you know, a good majority of us have to deal with. So there's our first seam. Miss Joy, I know the colors that I want to use already. I don't want to give too many details away, but you will not need a dedicated fabric line. My hope is that you could go to your closet. If you don't have fabric at all, you could go to your closet and cut apart some of your husband's button front shirts, right? But if you have a fabric stash, I'm really hoping that you could just go to that and pick and pull from it the colors that you would need for this art quilt. I don't want to give too much away, but that's my hope anyway. Now I know there will be some who will say, ooh, this is a good reason to go buy some fabric, right? That's one of the reasons I want to wait till we do it, so that if you wanted to go get some new pretty fabric, or you made masks with all of your fabric and you don't have much left, that you'd be able to go pick up something if you needed to. All right, there's our first 2 seams. I'm going to give those a press. When I press these seams, see this seam right here in this 4 patch? I'm going to press that seam right on over. And you can press yours open if you like. I always feel like I have to say that, because we're about split 50-50, right? Press open, press to the side. Do what works best for you. That's what I always say. And we have one more seam to finish up this block. All right, focus, Lisa. Here we go. This is our last seam for this 4 patch. We're going to flip it over. And we're sewing this connecting seam. Now, right in the middle of the 4 patch, we have these 2 seams. And we're going to try our best to get those 2 seams to line up right in the middle of our block. You know, throw some pins in there. Glue baste it if you like. And I'm going to press this and we're going to reveal this finished block. Today, would you say that you feel wide awake today, or do you feel sleepy today? Did you get a good night's rest last night, or could you go back to bed? I feel pretty wide awake. I had some really cool dreams last night. My whole entire life, I've always dreamt of moving into a new house. Like twice a week, I'll dream about I'm moving into a new house.
And I'm exploring the house for the first time and going in all the different rooms. Like twice a week, I dream of that. Last night, I had one of those dreams. We moved into a really cool house that had really cool stairs and open places. I don't know why. I've always been content where I am. No matter where I am, I've always been content. Let me press that one more time. But I'm always dreaming that I'm moving into a new house. I don't know why. There we go. There's my finished Bouncing Beauty block. Miss Ella, we'll be praying about your doctor's appointment, and that's a good long drive to get there, right? We'll be praying about that. Miss Mona, let's see. Oh, goodness. Yes, you lost your husband in January. I am so sorry. Wow. We're putting you on the prayer list too, Miss Mona. You too, Miss Sue. Pat, you have to work with your students on Zoom and you're feeling anxious about that. You're not the greatest with technology. If you need help, you let us know. We'll try to walk you through it. We'll try to walk you through it. And if I've missed anybody else's comment and you're needing prayer, just know that we will be praying for you. Jeannie. Oh my goodness, Jeannie. Thank you, Jeannie. Wanda says my dreams mean moving forward in your life and doing new things, taking on new projects. Maybe that's what it is. I'm constantly dreaming that I'm moving into a new house. Stitch Pennies, you too? You dream like that too? All the time. And I thought, when we buy a house, because I rented for so long, I said, maybe when I finally buy a house, those dreams will go away because I'll feel settled, right? Nope, they never went away. And twice a week I dream of moving into a new house, which is so odd. Some of the houses are really awesome, like last night's house, and then some of the houses are scary. And I wouldn't live there if you paid me. So you never know which kind of house I'm moving into, but I'm always moving in my dreams. It's so funny. Thank you, Lucy. Yep, I can match up my points. I'm getting better. I'm going to tell you, since we started this series 41 days ago, my points have gotten so much better. I've improved with my piecing since we've been doing this series, but I like to nest my seams, and that helps me. But a lot of people like using pens or glue basting. Thank y'all so much. Whoa. Thank you. Yeah, I would take the prayers. Thank you so much. Thank you. Most of the drive is lovely. A couple years ago, I was in an accident. Not a major accident, but ever since then, like, I get anxious riding in the car.
I don't like being in the car now, and the accident wasn't even serious, right? We didn't get hurt. But ever since then, like my anxiety builds up, and especially when there's a lot of traffic, I just get like, oh. So I'm bringing a quilt so I can focus on hand quilting my binding or hand sewing my binding. But yeah, I'll take the prayers for a safe journey there and back. That would be awesome. All right, y'all. Here's my finished Bouncing Beauty, Bouncing Betty. She's a beauty. Let me pull up tomorrow's block because we're going to do one more block before we head out. Tomorrow's block. I want to leave these pieces on the screen for a good little bit. Tomorrow, we're making some flying geese. Flying geese up and down. Tomorrow's block is a 12-inch quilt block. There's going to be 4 colors. I'm using beige, pink, white, and brown. And that was kind of inspired by yesterday's block because I loved those colors so much. Neapolitan ice cream or the strawberry shortcake. Sally, did you make strawberry shortcake yesterday? I loved those colors so much. I'm going to repeat them in tomorrow's block. Flying geese up and down. Dawn, that's so funny that you dreamt that. Maybe it is because you're working from home. Wow, Vicky. That's when your back troubles started. Yeah, I'm so sorry you went through that. Sally says, I was hit by a semi-truck 17 years ago, and I have the same issues with riding in a car when someone else is driving. It might be a control thing. I don't know. Maybe it's like trauma, right? Like sort of like PTSD. And my accident wasn't even that serious. Someone hit us. We were at a stoplight in the back of us. But it was just so unexpected. Like, I don't know. Ah, you made the cake, but you got to get strawberries. Oh, post pictures. Post pictures, Sally. Mona says, if my blocks are half an inch short, will I still be able to make a quilt? Well, Miss Mona, if all of your blocks, every single one of them, are half an inch short, then it might not matter. It might not. I don't know. But if only 1 or 2 are half an inch short and the rest are on the measurements that they're supposed to, then yes, you will run into an issue. If you have 1 or 2 blocks that are coming up half an inch short and you want to put them together as a quilt with everything else, you might want to take them apart and remake them or start all over and remake the block. The half inch, believe it or not, it makes a difference. I wish it was more forgiving. Wow, Kimber, you hit 2 cows head on when you were 18. My goodness, I bet you that was scary. Ah, well, Miss Mona, Sue says absolutely your quilt would just be a bit smaller. And Danetta says you can do a small frame around the block to make it bigger, to make it up to the size. So there's some great ideas. Oh my goodness, Miss Nita. Oh my goodness, I hate to hear that. I guess you do have a fear of being in a car, don't you? I am so sorry.
Oh my goodness, Miss Barbara. Wow. Wow. I'm almost sorry I brought that up because I don't want y'all to think about the scary things. We're supposed to be having fun. I don't want you to think about the scary stuff. I'm so sorry, y'all. Well, I know I'm not alone then when I experienced the anxiety in the car. And you're not alone. There's lots of us who also feel that too. So flying geese up and down, let me show you some examples of what you could do with this block. Let me show you some examples. Here's 3 different examples. 3 different layouts. And then our last this or that, as I leave this on the screen for a minute. And this one's just a playful one, y'all. This is just playful, and you can play along if you want. Thinking about your significant other. Are you feeling flirtatious today? Or are you playing more hard to get today? Are you feeling kind of flirty? Or are you feeling like, don't touch me? That's our last this or that. So here's our 3 examples. The first 2, I'm going to tell you my favorite one with these 3 is the middle one. And I kind of like it with just using the 4 colors repeated. But I do think that if you kept the same brown sashing, the same white cornerstone, but all of your triangles, if you change those and made them all scrappy different colors, I think that would be gorgeous, right? I think that would be so, so pretty. Bye, Sue. I hope the rest of your Sunday is fabulous. Oh, so we have some flirties and some hard to gets. Oh my goodness, Miss Jenny. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I almost wish that we hadn't brought it up. I'm so sorry. Delia, you watch all the time but haven't made a block yet. Well, I'm glad that you're watching. I hope that you enjoy the videos and that you enjoy spending time with everybody. You know, the videos are going to be here indefinitely. So I've said several times, you know, maybe you're not making blocks right now, but in 2 years from now, you need an idea for a quilt and you come back to YouTube and you pull up one of the videos in this series because I give examples. You know, you don't have to make all the blocks. You could just make flying geese up and down into a quilt. So the videos will be here indefinitely. So even if you're not making the blocks, yeah, just hang out with us. Spend some time. And, you know, if you ever want to make a quilt block, the video will be here waiting for you. They're not going anywhere. I like the idea, Miss too, Debbie, of making this more scrappy. The 4 colors, that's pretty. But if I were to do this, I would make it scrappy. Ooh, fall colors. Yes. Fall colors. Oh, that would be pretty. That would be pretty. All right, y'all. So just in case y'all came in and you missed the beginning of today's video, I want you to go back and watch the replay, okay? Because I have an announcement. And you'll need to catch up on that, okay? And then
Yeah, I didn't even realize that next Sunday is Mother's Day. How do y'all feel about doing a sew along on Mother's Day? Well, actually, now that I really think about it, normally we'd all be getting together with the family, right? But we can't do that so much. So maybe we can sew all day. It's our day, right? We should be able to do what we want on Mother's Day. How do y'all feel about doing a great big sew along on next Sunday? Would that work for the majority of everybody? Thank you so much to all of my moderators. I do not take your time for granted. I just want you to know that. I'm so thankful that I don't have to worry about what's going on in the chat while I'm trying to get the pieces all to go right. Okay. All right. So yeah, it's looking like everybody's on board for sewing. Sew along marathon. Oh, goodness, Diana. Yeah, okay, let's do it. All right. Okay. All right, that's our Mother's Day plan then. You have a date with me. You have a date with everybody else. We all have a date. We're going to do a sew-a-thon, marathon, a block-a-thon, if you will. We'll be doing like 5 quilt blocks in one live. Not today. Not today, Sunday. Next weekend. What is that, the 11th? Mother's Day? Is that the right date? Oh, I got my planner. Hold on. I'm going to throw a date out there so we're all on the same page. Flip over to May. It's the 10th. The 10th. Sunday, May the 10th. All right, y'all. We have a date for Mother's Day. We're going to do a blockathon. We'll be doing, let's see. Let me count them officially. Goodness. Dun, 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 dun. Flip into the calendar. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm in the wrong month, Lisa. Come on. I was on the right page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll be doing 5 quilt blocks live next Sunday. Saturday, I'm going to come on live, but we won't be sewing next Saturday, but I'm going to be here next Saturday, and I'm going to give you all of the pieces and all of the blocks. It'll be about 12:30 Eastern Standard Time next Sunday. Look, I'm writing it down in my planner too. Give out blocks and pieces. It's official. Next Saturday the 9th. I'm giving out blocks and pieces for 5 blocks. Sunday is the blockathon. We're going to catch up the days that we're going to miss this week. Estimated time of starting about 12 to 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. So I'm not sure where you are. You might have to convert the time zones. Yeah, we're going to have an awesome Mother's Day, right? Yes, we are. An awesome Mother's Day. That'll give us all something to look forward to this week. And while I'm gone, many of you have just started watching the series, and that'll give you a couple of good days to catch up if you want to do that. Or remake some of the blocks. If you're not happy with some of yours, like there's a couple Well, there's one really. I would remake it. That one right there. The double tic-tac-toe. I'm not really in love with mine. But I'll probably just leave it. That'll give you a couple good days to catch up. Let's see. Angel has a question. Let me go up. A family blockathon. Yes. Would it be 6 blocks? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Yes. Yes, Miss Angel. It'll be 6 blocks. You're so right. 6 blocks. I'm writing that down, although I would have figured it out eventually. Eventually, I would have figured that out. Sunday will be sewing 6 blocks. Thank you all so much for the safe travels, the prayers. Thank you all so much for spending time with me today. Let me take this off the screen. I do not take your time for granted. Everyone who did the super chats today, thank you so, so much. Thank you so, so much. Thank you, Lynn. I'm going to miss y'all too. I really am. I really am. I'm going to tell you, when things go back to normal, eventually, whenever that happens, and it's going to happen. We're not staying like this forever, right? It's going to happen. It's out there one day. When things go back to normal, it's going to be so weird. I'm going to be like, I'm supposed to be doing something today. What am I supposed to be doing today? Going live. That's what I was supposed to do. Wow, Erlene, your mom is 90 and we are 2 hours north. She is on the lockdown in the furs. Wow, I know that's hard, right? Sally has a good comment to mention. Let me scroll up. Just reminding everybody. So Tuesday night, live on Creative Crew. Yes, that is so good. Thank you so much, Sally. If you belong to the Creative Crew group, and I'll end up making an announcement over there too, right? Tuesday night, we won't be going live to do our normal show and tell of all your stuff. So we'll have to make that up next week too. Thank you, Miss Debbie. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, my heart is so full today. My heart is so full. I've enjoyed talking to each and every one of you. Oh my goodness, it's so great to have the conversation. It's so great to turn on a camera and be connected to so many people. And I just want to thank you for spending part of your Sunday with me, because I don't take your time for granted at all. There's so many other things you could be doing, right? The fact that you spent time with me and everybody else here, we love you for that. I'm so glad that these videos are helpful for you, Janice. I could sit here and chat with y'all all day. I really could. I better get going though. I need to go eat some lunch before my blood sugar just tanks. Oh. Debbie, you had a hard time. I have a password little index. I have to have a cheat sheet for passwords, girlfriend. I can never remember those. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. I'm looking forward to meeting with you tomorrow. It'll be Monday. and we'll make the flying geese up and down. It should be a lot of fun. I could, Miss Dort, they have internet in Vermont now. When I first started dating Harlan, the first time I went to his parents' house, I don't remember there being internet, and the cell phones didn't pick up signal where his parents live. But now they have the internet. So I could do live. I could do Zoom. All right, everybody. I love you so, so much. Thank you, everybody. I can't thank you enough. I hope you have an awesome and blessed Sunday. I look forward to spending some time with you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.